Hello, my name is Debo Adejana, a real estate entrepreneur, MDCO Realty Point Limited. They call us the Sack Your Landlord people. And this is Real Estate Business with Debo Adejana. In this episode, I'll be discussing something that I would say I consider very important as a result of some recent experiences I've been having on a transaction I've been working on for a while now. So, what's the difference between cost, value, and price? I lecture master students in the University of Lagos as a part-time thing, okay? So there was this exam at the time, exam question, and I asked them to discuss price, relationship between price, value, and cost. And I got a lot of things that set me laughing, while I was marking the scripts. Because even though we had discussed it in the class, some of them seem not to still understand the relationship and how all of these things are connected. Okay, so I've come across a lot of developers or individual homeowners who want to sell properties, particularly individual homeowners, okay, or new developers, people who are just starting out in development and are very particular about how they want things done and all. I've come across a lot of them who end up taking a hit, maybe cutting their losses, on transactions, simply because they had a mismatched understanding of cost, price, and value. Now, a lot of times when people build, for example, for self-use, self-occupation, they usually go into a lot of nitty-gritty details. Say, for example, I want to build a 3-bedroom apartment for myself, bungalow. And then within the 3-bedroom apartment, I make sure I create box room. I make sure I create a separate laundry room. I make sure I created a separate library where my children will read. I make sure I created a separate space where I can read without disturbance. I make sure I created an home office. I have all of these spaces in it already. And I still call it a 3-bedroom apartment. And in fact, maybe it's just a 3-bedroom apartment with all of this in it. If things change and I have to sell that property, I will battle with the conflict between cost and value, market value. Because this is the challenge. When somebody wants to buy, he will be looking at what his own needs are. That is, he needs a 3-bedroom apartment, he's looking at what he can afford, he's looking at the going rates in the market, what they are selling 3 bedrooms for. He's not finicky and particular about all these other things I created at a cost to myself. So, if I say I want to sell it for 5 million, for example, market rate may be 4 million. And it may really mean that if I should sell at 4 million, I'll be selling at a loss because I've spent money to do all of these extras. So, there has to be a balancing act for the developer, for the builder, for the home seller. Between value and cost, you have to balance out. Now, so in explaining and breaking this down, you see, the price is constituent of 2 things majorly. I'm just using layman stuff so that we can all understand. Price is the constituent of 2 things majorly. It's the constituent of cost and demand. Demand. The rate at which people are demanding. That's what helps you to fix price and make some spread on what it is that you are selling. So because there is that element of demand, it simply talks or speaks to exactly what the people are looking for and are willing to pay for. And so people would say that price is the amount that a buyer is willing to put down for a property. And that's the price. Market price is the price the market is willing to exchange for a property. Whereas the cost is the constituent of the expenditures that went into the production of that stuff. If not carefully done, if value to the owner, to the builder, is misinterpreted as value to the person that will be buying, there will be a problem. So whenever you want to do or you want to go into any transaction, any development, ask yourself, what is the basic thing that the market wants? That value is what you should give. When you give such value, you would always have room enough for your cost and the necessary margin you will make, because there will be demand for it. Leave them to providing every and any other excess that will vary from party to party, from person to person. So that's why you see that a lot of developers now do what we call advanced shell. Because, I've seen properties, even luxury properties, that a developer does to a high levels and taste. When you hand it over to a buyer, depending on what he considers as value, it may tear apart a lot of things, and almost, maybe other than just the structure, the framework, may almost change a lot of it. We change the paint, we change the tiles, we change the doors, we change the roofing, and all of those things. With ceiling, change a number of things, bringing a lot of more things into the property that the builder did not put there, and should not and cannot, if he must be able to make a gain of what it is that is building. So, advise developers, advise builders, people who do this on a part-time basis, or if you have to get into now having to sell what you built for your personal good, this is what to do. When you build for your personal use, you build to taste and all of that. When you want to sell, you have to look at how to restructure, remodel, that property. It may not exactly, so for the person who did 3-bedroom and had all of these other things, when you want to sell, you may have to restructure that property such that you can bring out another self-contained and another this and another that within that 3-bedroom. So you are not just selling or renting out just 3-bedroom. You are renting out 3-bedroom plus a lot of all these other things that you've been able to bring out from the property. It's very important to do. There is this client of ours also who built a house somewhere in part of Lagos that he wanted to stay in. And then he traveled out, of course, and he wouldn't be able to stay there. So he was looking for rent and all. And he couldn't get commensurate rents because he had built to his own taste. So what he needed to do is to remodel the house. Renovate the house, remodel it, rework it, and create more units in the house and be able to let them out differently and decently too. Not that you bastardize the house. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Of course, there are those who do that, but that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about remodeling it to taste and to fit the market, to suit and serve the purpose. For best use, get best use out at every time. So I hope that you've been able to get something that whenever you are going on a transaction, on a project, please, as a developer, marry the issue of value and cost together. Pricing is always an indication of what people will pay for both your cost and value. So ensure that you bring your value to that level and not beyond it. Otherwise, you may find yourself losing out in the marketplace when you are not supposed to. I believe you've gained one or two things. It's always my pleasure to bring this to you. Please, if you like the video, click on the like button. It would be my pleasure. We would really love it. Click on the like button. And if you have any comment for us, pass it on below. Also, if you've not subscribed to the channel at all, I would encourage you to subscribe and click the notification button. What that does is that whenever we have a fresh video, you are one of the first to know. If you have any comments, follow me on my social media handles, Debo Adejana on Instagram, Debo Adejana on Twitter. It will be my pleasure taking this discussion from off YouTube to other platforms. I would really love to engage with you. I remain yours sincerely, Debo Adejana, in the business of helping you sack your landlord. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I believe you've gained tons of information that you can use and start to apply in your real estate game, right? Now, I would like to invite you to where they say everything starts. It's our Real Estate Entrepreneurs Fast Track course. 2 days, fully loaded, fully packed, absolutely free event. You don't want to miss it. If you want to take your real estate entrepreneurs journey, business journey to the next level, you need to be at the Real Estate Entrepreneurs Fast Track course. I'll be there with some of our students, past students, mentees and mentors, and some of the professionals in the industry, dishing it out to you, showing you exactly how it's done. Because what? Your success is my motivation. Let's catch up at the next Real Estate Entrepreneur Fast Track course. Click the link on the description and get registered. See you there.